I'm a Dad Who Games, and this is my Criminal Legacy Challenge, Episode 1. I never play live mode in The Sims 4, but I really wanted to do a Legacy Challenge. I wanted to actually play. Plus, because there are already a lot of Legacy Challenges, I wanted to do something a little different, and that's why I'm going to do a Criminal Legacy Challenge. That's right, every generation will be a deviant, but we will still shoot for reaching a 10th generation. I've never done a legacy challenge before, let alone a crime-based one, but I figured I'd make it my own, making up the rules as I go. Okay, so first, although this alter ego is going to want to make a fortune, we need to make him a deviant and a public enemy. Being a famous criminal is the goal as we propagate his legacy. These traits won't work for keeping to the challenge, so with family on the mind, we need to have the family-oriented trait. But what about the rest? We want to be a successful criminal and support the extended legacy for years, so I'm not going to have him be outright evil because he needs to be able to socialize with anyone. I want to go for a smooth criminal, perhaps even a con man, and that means self-assured. But that last one, it took me a while to decide, but ultimately I had to go evil. I mean, it just really needs to be a thing. How can you be a criminal and not be evil? Plus, I want this to be a challenge. So there we have it. A public enemy who is family-oriented, self-assured, and evil. But I don't want to be evil, so I can't have him have my name. And I think James Who Games just sounds meant to be. And we can't look like a nice guy, so let's turn James here into something more evil. I went with some of the hallmarks I associate with evil people. Turned down eyebrows, clean cut, dark hair. Facial hair. We need to have the facial hair. I don't know why I associate piercings and necklaces with deviants, but that was just the style I chose for him. Please, my wife has been trying to convince me for years to get piercings and tattoos, but it's just hard for me to commit to things like this. They really wouldn't go over too well at work either. Maybe one day. I pretty much only changed the first outfit as well as added tattoos, but I liked the other outfits I had for Greg Who Games, so I just made them all black and gray. And there we have him, James Who Games, ready to earn his money through deviance and begin his journey in establishing his legacy. Now we need to build a home, and when I think evil, I think Forgotten Hollow. And I know most legacy challenges use large lots, but I think a 30 by 30 is big enough. We'll see as the challenge plays out. Okay, Fluttermouse Bend, let's see how we're going to scar your canvas of green. The idea is to build a small house to start so you can build onto it as your family grows, since each patriarch of subsequent generations will need to live on this lot. I'm thinking small, so pretty much I built the main floor plan around the tiny living pack. I did use some of my other favorite packs, like Dream Home Decorator and Snowy Escape, but the goal was small, and Tiny Living is designed for that. I thought it'd also be cool to maintain the content creator aspect, to have a unique criminal who has internet fame. It doesn't seem odd or anything to have a content creator be a criminal, but this isn't a gossip channel, so we'll move on. I know you're supposed to pay attention to money, and I did, but it also has to look cool, so that's where I jumped onto the other game packs. Now I actually tried to build a decent house a few times, but this isn't a speed build video. Let's get started on James's legacy. And so James begins his life freshly embarrassed from chatting with a friend back home who informed him that wearing a necklace with a dog tag is so 90s. But no amount of embarrassment can keep James from his goal. Be a famous criminal. So we need a jobby job. A smooth criminal. Maybe updating Simstagram might help out his mood. But no, the embarrassment persists. So maybe busying himself with some trend research might help him out. But it doesn't take long for him to cave and try to give himself a pep talk to get him out of his minor setback. And after some private time to collect himself, it's time to record a video, a mortifying story vlog. It's a dog tag necklace. How could they be so stupid to think that it's out of style? But I mean, I guess I understand. It was really popular in the 90s, but it's a dog tag, a symbol of time spent in the armed forces. Not that I've ever been in the service, but it looks cool. Meh. But thankfully, James's embarrassment leaves him as the welcome wagon comes a-knockin'. And it's not too long before James realizes that his guest is not only alone, but also a vampire. People aren't usually so welcoming when I ask to come in. Hey man, it's nothing. And plus, I just finished a video that really inspired me and I need to tell someone about it. You're a content creator. That's so cool. Yes, tell me about it. Okay, so you know how sometimes when you go to the bath, then you don't need to worry about making a mess. A washcloth can handle everything. Wow, he's disgusting. Plus, there's something off about him. He seems pleasant, but there seems to be something deeper. I'll have to probe his mind when he's not paying attention. But when nature calls, you must answer. While doing his business, James mulls over his course of action, and Caleb wrestles with the thoughts of either trusting his sense of evil vibes or simply disregarding them as paranoia. For James, it was a simple choice to have Caleb as a friend. One needs a friend to lead to more friends and other targets to be marked. Caleb, I really appreciate that you came by to welcome me to the neighborhood. It was nothing, man. Everyone is so ancient here anyway. It's good to see a face closer to my age. Tell me about it. They just put in one of those geriatric old person homes in my hometown. It's so depressing to see them milling about alone. Well, I can't promise that some other neighbors might do that very thing. And so James and Caleb continued to learn more about one another. They discussed their interests and hobbies, and then, like that, Caleb was off. And James is now left alone to contemplate his next steps. However, and that's the funny thing about forgetting to press record, everything you said, no matter how amazing, has been lost forever. It's pretty meta when you think about it, but rest assured, you can't allow my story to scare you. I know you've got this. And so James grabs a quick snack of cheese crackers, but his stomach isn't very thankful for the meager meal. It is time to hit the road to find a better option. But no friends. Making friends is great, but sometimes making enemies is a lot more fun. While James loves to have a good time at night, he still has jet lag and thinks a cafe would be more his speed. Time for a cheese Danish and a decaf, and to have a little fun. Are you really the worst barista? Get lost, loser. Get lost, loser. Wait, is that? Holy crap, it's... Well, I don't actually know who it is, but I know she's someone. Move it, kid. So, barista lady, can I get a Danish and your famous coffee? Oh, you're not going to be a douche? Well, I can't promise that, you being famously bad at making coffee and all. Ha ha ha, you're a funny one. Hey, I'm not a bad guy. I just can't help it when I see people dressed like slobs. Right, so if your coffee sucks, I can't promise I won't throw it at you. If you keep this up, I might be the one throwing the coffee. And so James proceeds to spread good cheer to all with rude introductions, even as the Judith Ward sits down next to him, but he's quick to switch gears. And next time, you'd be much more convincing waving like this. There's no rhyme or reason to James' rudeness, but even he needs breaks. I'm James Who Games. I am Marcus. And this guy walked away with the parrot. Well, I've got to get out of here. I'll catch you another time. Yeah, man, later. Despite his pleasure from how his evening is progressing, had to ask Caleb if he knew the creepy old vampire hanging at the cafe. Confirmed that Caleb doesn't know him, James confidently prepares to share his deviance with the old vampire. That's what I thought, running away. You see how that... Oh, I see. He's just a show-off. Do I displease you? Yeah, I'm displeased. You keep disappearing and reappearing when all I want to do is tell you how nasty your ancient Oh, come on, you rotted old man. Will you stop doing that? I shall not condone such despicable discourse. Who is this gutter trash? Who you calling gutter trash? You're one to talk with you being all, moo-ha-ha, I'm a vampire, moo-ha-ha. Well, I feel this exchange has come to an end, you despicable dog. Good evening. Content with his performance, James proceeds to make some enemies in pursuit of his aspiration to become the most infamous. Yeah, you have a good night, fish face. Where's that coffee at? Making some friends tonight? You mind your own business. Just get my coffee. I don't care who you are. If people can tell me dog tags are out of style, I could tell you that you look like a clown. But James's attention is quickly broken by an attractive female who sits down beside him. I absolutely love your tattoos. I'm covered in them as well. Maybe I can show you. Oh, thanks, but we just met. I really don't think that'd be appropriate just yet. I don't even know your name. I'm Ulrike. That sounds like a maybe. We could do all sorts of fun and exciting things. You and me, we could do all the things. Then, can I show you my tattoos? But after having angered most of the people at the cafe, his conversation with Ulrike ended soon after, and it was time to go home. And sleep is the only thing on James's mind after a relatively busy first day in the Forgotten Hollow. But it was a good first day. A couple friends, a few enemies. It's a great start to a new life of deviance. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe and catch the next episodes as well as more of my content. But until then, and until the next, have a day.